Hello, Zormo here with another video, and the keen-eyed amongst you might notice that this is not RuneScape, this is in fact Path of Exile, and you might be wondering why. Well, my journey with Path of Exile started way back in 2013, when I was about 16 years old, and I basically installed the game, saw that there were two options in character creation. There was League and Standard, and I had a little look into it, and I basically saw League as something where all your progress just sort of gets thrown in the bin after 3 months or so. So I thought, well, I don't want my progress to be lost, so I'll make an account in Standard. I made a witch and I ran up and down the beach. That's basically my only memory of it. I think I played through a couple of acts, and then I just got to the point where I wasn't sure what I was doing or why I was doing it, so I uninstalled and I went back to RuneScape. So you might think, well, why have you come back now? And the answer to that is, essentially, I have seen Darth Microtransaction playing this game on YouTube. He is a Diablo player that recently switched over to Path of Exile, and it's been nice watching him sort of learn the game from scratch, because the game is quite complicated, and a lot of YouTube content on this game, when they talk about these things in game, they talk about very complicated things as if they're very simple. So they'll say, you know, like, oh, just do this, 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 and this, and you're like, whoa, hang on a minute, I need to read like 3 wiki pages on just that one sentence that you've just said there. So watching DM play this game and sort of learn it, it sort of showed that it wasn't as complicated. Well, it is as complicated, but it's doable. Like, you can get through it and you can understand it. And so I'd like to introduce you to Sparky Bow. Yep, this is my character here. We are a Lightning Arrow Deadeye. We are level 87. Yeah, we've completed the campaign and we have started doing some maps. And I thought I would just sort of make a little video just showing you sort of some of the things that I've done, how I feel about the game, some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it. So let me show you what we've done to get here. Now's entrance in the Ravage Square. Okay. Oh my, okay, that hurts. Who the fuck is this guy? You can't even hurt him. Oh, that nearly hurt. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. So, after killing a Various, I needed to do my third trial of Ascendancy. Now, for those of you that don't know, trials of Ascendancy are a sort of a gauntlet type dungeon where you need to run around, dodge traps, you can collect treasure keys, and then there's a boss that you need to fight a few times, and then that lets you get Ascendancy points. So if we look at the passive skill tree here, you can see this bit here is the Ascendancy part. So the Ranger class, which is what I'm playing, starts off as Ranger, and then you can spec into different Ascendancies. In this case, I've gone into the Deadeye Ascendancy, and you get 2 points to assign for every trial that you do. So you can see here, the first trial I spec'd into these 2 points, second these 2, and the third one that you're about to see, I finally managed to get and do these 2 points here. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, probably is the wrong word, but they are kind of annoying because if you die in a trial of Ascendancy, you have to restart the whole thing from scratch. So there's no like spawning back in, all the bosses are still where they were, there's no portaling out and then back in again. If you die, you have to restart it again, which can get really annoying if you're like really close to the end. So yeah, this is me trying to do that. Okay, cool. Got a treasure key. Oh my god. Why could I not use my movement ability there?
For those who ascend too quickly, the fall is inevitable.
Yay. Fuck. Wait, is it that way? There's something this way.
Apparently, this
What the
is the ending you deserve.
Fuck. was not looking at myself. I was looking at where I was shooting. So, clearly not going too well, I decided to jam out with some goblins to give me some motivation. And then I went back in for another try.
For those who ascend too quickly, the fall is inevitable.
Oh, GG. Fucking one-shot me. At this point, I realised my resistances were pretty shit. You need to really cap your resistances out, which means getting them all to 75%. Mine were very, very low, so I decided to craft some resistances on my gear. And we did another attempt. Is this it? Is this the last bit?
An emperor must keep those promises.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Why are there traps here? This is ridiculous. I mean, seriously, what the hell? We did it! You need to... Fuck off, I'm not losing because of you. Clearly overjoyed at finishing the Trial of Ascendancy, I specced into my Ascendancy points. We spoke to this big shiny boy to blast a portal open so we could go and kill the final boss. Oh, this is it? Is this it? This is like the end of the campaign. And we started the epic battle with Katava, the last boss of the campaign. Okay, right, let's give this a go. This is not going to go well. I promise you I'm going to die multiple times on this, but we'll see. Ooh, yep, okay. I didn't even see what I got hit by then, to be honest with you. God, I'm getting hit by everything. Probably turn the map off. That's probably cluttering my screen quite a lot, isn't it? Ooh. Oh my God, I'm not standing where I should be standing. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I don't know how I'm not dead, to be honest. Oh, fuck. I need to fucking get my... No. Ah, oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, he's just picked that fucking guy up. What the fuck? Like, I don't know when is, like, safe to sit and shoot and when is, like, not safe to sit and shoot, you know? That's what's screwing me up, I think. Oh, no. Oh, does he only shoot them in one direction? Okay. That's not good. Okay. I thought there was going to be like a little safe corner there, but there wasn't. Is that it? Okay. Well, we only died, what, 3-4 times? And with that, we managed to finish the campaign. Yes, we died a few times. Yes, we had to kind of brute force it a little bit by dying and then running back in again. But we got it done. And that means that we can finally play the endgame. And you might be thinking, well, you've just finished the campaign. Was that not part of the end of the game? Not really. If you're not familiar with ARPGs like this, essentially the campaign is something that you play through on each character and then you unlock the rest of the game. A lot of players will actually refer to the campaign as the tutorial, even though the campaign can take, well, I think it took me way longer than a normal person, but I think that average is something like 9 to 12 hours, and then you can actually play the game. And the main part of the end game comes from something called mapping. So I'll show you here. If we go into the stash, you get these drops called maps. So there's tiers 1 through 16, and there's a couple of unique things as well in there. What you do is you'll grab one of these maps like this, and you can use items on it to make them more powerful, make them drop more loot, things like that. And you pop it in here, and you click activate. I've already got one in there. And when you click activate, it will make portals spawn around in a circle here. And you can go through those portals, and they'll essentially just open up another map, like an area like you would see in the campaign, and you go through and you can kill the monsters in this area, and at the end of it there's a boss, there's other events that can spawn in there, and each map has a quest, like a bonus mission, and essentially you complete all these bonus missions for each map, and every map that you do that for, you unlock Atlas points. So you can see this is the Atlas I've got here. These are all the different maps that I've done. And every time you can see here, it's got bonus, kill boss of magic or higher version. Every map has a bonus mission like that. And when you do the bonus missions, you get skill points. So yes, another skill tree. And you spec points into this skill tree to essentially change how all of your maps work. So if you don't have no points in this at all, the maps will just be what they say on the tin. But you can put points into this to spec into certain mechanics. So if you really like a certain mechanic that happens in the game, you can make it so that when you spawn your maps in, there's a more likely chance that you'll get that mechanic. You can also stop mechanics you're not a fan of. So I don't really like the blight mechanic, which is like a tower defense game in the game. So you can actually block that from occurring in your maps using the skill tree. The other thing that you can also do in the end game is some bossing. So there's some quest lines and things like that. And as you do higher tier maps, you will basically progress quest lines to fight bosses, and they will give you more rewards. This is the end game. So essentially everything in the end game comes down to maps, but it's not just always just running a map. There's bosses, there's void stones, there's all sorts of things, but I won't go into that right now. We also can do Atlas missions. So this guy can give us Atlas missions here. And when I first saw this, I probably got a bit confused and stared at it longer than I should have. Oh, this one's corrupted. Yeah, I was quite tired, and this game has a habit of throwing lots of mechanics at you that you've not seen before, and it's sort of like, just as you are starting to understand one thing, it will throw another thing at you, and you'll be like, I have no idea what this is, or how it works, or what I meant to do with this. Which is kind of like what I found kind of rewarding playing this game, where you start playing, and you find something, and you're like, I'm not sure what this is. This looks kind of interesting. And then you kind of hit a wall where you're like, almost verging on frustration. Sometimes you are just frustrated, where you're like, I don't understand this. It doesn't make sense. Why isn't this simpler? How are there so many of these things that are so in-depth and complicated? But the thing is, if you try and understand them all at the same time, you're gonna struggle. What you really need to do, and what I found worked for me, was if I take a little piece of something that I'm not sure about, and I'll look that up, and I'll try and understand that. And then you can keep doing that bit by bit. And eventually you'll hit these points where you feel like, oh, I get this game now. And then it'll happen again. And you'll go away and you'll research, and you'll look at it, and you'll do something with it, and you'll maybe practice it, and you'll engage with that piece of content. And you'll get to another point where you're like, oh, right, it didn't make... Okay, that didn't make sense, and then it made sense. And then I hit this wall, and it didn't make sense again. But now it makes sense. Now I get it. And then it happens again. And it happens again and again and again and again and again. And this is what happens when you have a game that has been going on, that has been going on for this long. And they just keep adding more mechanics on top of another, of another, of another, of another. It doesn't seem like they take very much out of the game, and when they add something new in, it doesn't really seem like they try and like mesh it in really well with all the other mechanics. They just sort of go, let's slap that on top of what we've already got. So what you have is like 10 plus years of just like layers of all these mechanics. It kind of reminds me of I saw a meme where there's like when you look at the like a road over the years and you look at like a cross section of it, and you start off with like in the Bronze Age or something, it was just like a dirt track, and then they built cobblestone roads, and then the Romans came and built better roads, and then like we built like tarmac roads over it, and it's like each mechanic is a layer of that road, and they just keep layering it and layering it and layering it. They don't dig up the previous layer and put a new one down. Nope, they just go straight over it. So you get this big, thick, juicy piece of content, which is Path of Exile. But the rewarding thing is getting over those hurdles, like learning something that you weren't sure about and solidifying it and being like, I get this now. And I'm planning on releasing a couple more of these videos. I think at the moment, I've got quite a lot of content that I have covered but is not in this video, and there's points along that journey where I've been like, oh, now I get this, now I get this, and now I'm at a stage where there's new stuff that I don't understand, but I'm slowly getting better and learning and learning and learning. So I'm planning on releasing a few more of these. I hope you enjoyed this one. I think we'll wrap it up here. If you want to watch me play this game and try and understand it, or if you're a Path of Exile expert and you'd like to come and answer my questions and help me, that'd be very much appreciated. You can find me. I stream on twitch.tv/Zormo. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes. And I'll see you in the next one.